Well, joining me on the news now to analyze this is security expert Salahuddin Hashim. It's good to have you join me. Now, for the military to, put out this statement, it shows that certain Nigerians would prefer a military regime to democracy. But what factors would you say influence the decision by the defense headquarters to dismiss the coup request and express support for democracy?
All right, thank you very much for having me. Overall, the dysfunctionality of democratic structures and processes across the continent, particularly the country, has consistently reproduced some democratic backsliding. And of course, most dramatic manifestation is actually the phenomenon of coup d'etat. So most importantly, knowing fully well that there is some level of pressure on citizens and policies that are unpopular, and there seems to be some level of expectation considering the pattern that is currently going on across the region, knowing fully well that the West African region has become the cool belt of the continent. There seems to be some level of expectation among some political elites as to the response of the military. So it was important for the DHQ to reaffirm to citizens the need for them to consistently remain under democratic norms, institutions, and culture. And I think that in itself must have informed the DHQ's position to have come out to say, look, they are not particularly pulling the path of what has been considered as irregularity since 2020 within the sub-region, where we have seen about 6 countries across the sub-region now falling strongly under military junta. So for me, I think that must have informed the military in terms of coming out very strongly to make that position known, basically because of the legitimacy or the illegitimacy of the current administration. That in itself has informed the position of the DHQ.
Oh, all right. Now, you said what the West African region has somehow become the cool belt, but we know that Nigeria has managed a good democratic system of government, say, in the last 24 years. But with what we've seen in Niger, how do we ensure a healthy, say, civil-military relationship and prevent any undue influence or interference?
Most importantly is that it is important to continue to sustain and maintain the democratic values that resonate amongst citizens. It doesn't matter how very valuable the popularity of the junta looks like. A democratic system still seems to have the kind of value that resonates more amongst the Nigerians in terms of pushing ahead to have the kind of structures of governance that resonate with everybody. But most importantly is the fact that there must be some level of quick reintegrations that borders around how the national government begin to form governance structures that becomes very legitimate and popular. If you know, recently there has been some kind of accusation by the then world football player, currently the president of Liberia, where he has referred to institutions in West Africa undergoing what he calls institutional coup d'etat. So if we're able to find space for democratic processes in leadership selection, I think it will be a big solution to this ongoing phenomenon. But until that happens, there will still consistently be some level of acceptance among citizens as to why the military should come to the rescue in situations like this.
All right, now, security expert Salahuddin Hashim, thank you very much for your time.